No matter what you do in life, never settle down with somebody who has something going on, like people who have trauma. So my wife was S8, if you understand what I mean, when she was younger, right? And it was a countless, or should I say, repeated event because it was by somebody who was supposed to be taking care of her. So when we started dating, she told me about her past, and I said, I will never use your past against you. Like, even while I proposed to her, she didn't accept my proposal at first. It took about 3 months later for her to come back and say she accept. And I asked her, why did you refuse in the first place? She said, because she wasn't sure she had properly healed to get married. I said, okay, so now you're ready. She said, yes. So we got married. After we got married, it was difficult for me to have my way with my wife. And I properly understood. But it took some time with constant reassurance and all that for me to gain her trust. God so kind, we had our first child, second child. I've had other relationship with ladies before I finally settled down with my wife, right? My personal relationship with my wife is nothing to write home about, but I'm not complaining because I understand these things can even take years for the person to be okay. But one thing that is like getting me tired right now is my wife picking on everything I say to mean that I'm trying to talk about her trauma. Every couple living together can attest to the fact that it's not every time you have sex with your partner, but then from time to time you can just touch your wife in private areas. These things just make life easier. But when I do that to my wife, she starts yelling at me. Why do I feel like I can touch her like that? Is she an object? Now, for me to have told the story means that I have spoken to her in quietness, like in the middle of the night. Countless occasions I've told her, I am your husband. I am not your abuser. And you told me this thing before now. If I knew I wouldn't live with you, I would not have married you. I've tried my best to explain to my wife on several occasions. We've even kept malice about this thing for some time, which I later apologized. Like countless, my wife is making my sexual life horrible. And I don't even want to think about going out to be with other women. There was a time I told her that since she has refused to listen to what I have to say concerning this whole thing, it will be best if she goes home so that she can talk to her mother about it. And then her mother will tell her what to do and what is expected of a married woman in a home. She said no, that she doesn't want to let anybody in her family know about what happened. Because the person who messed her up was a family member, like I said. So I said, if you don't want your mother to hear about this, and you trust me enough to be the only person you've told about this in your life, which I also disregarded whatever it is you told me to marry you as my wife. I have never used it to talk to you. Why can't you just relax and let's just be as couple? Right now, I don't know what to do. This is a delicate issue. It's not something you start telling people, please, this and that is what happened. Help me talk to my wife. But she's pushing me to the wall. She wants me to start telling people so that they can give her advice. And then the next thing she will say is, she told me something in confidence and I went to tell the whole world. What do I do at this point? If you like what I do, please do well to support me by clicking the right buttons, depending on the platform you're watching from. Like I always say, I'm responsible for what I say and you're responsible for what you